Success is often loud and glamorous, but the true journey to success is usually quiet and unseen. We live in a world where social media and constant sharing encourage us to showcase every step, every small win. But today I want to talk about a different path, the power of working hard in silence. Working hard in silence isn't about hiding your ambitions. It's about being so focused on your goals that the noise around you fades. It's about building something solid brick by brick while the world is busy talking. It's about knowing that your success doesn't need validation from others, it will speak for itself. When you work hard in silence, you're driven not by external applause, but by an internal fire. You're free from the need for approval, criticism, or comparison. This silent dedication is not about secrecy, but about strategy. It's about knowing when to share and when to stay in your lane. Remember, a tree's roots grow in the dark, unseen, before it reaches for the sky. Your roots, your discipline, your daily grind, your sacrifices are what will support you when you finally break through. Let your actions, your results, and your achievements be the ones to make the noise. Work hard in silence and let your success make the roar. When you concentrate on progress rather than applause, you shift your mindset from seeking external validation to embracing personal growth and improvement. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for acknowledgement, praise, or admiration from others, especially in a world where sharing accomplishments has become a norm. However, the most meaningful successes are often the ones that aren't visible right away. They come from consistent, diligent work and effort that doesn't necessarily receive an immediate response. By focusing on progress, you prioritize what truly matters: your development, your skills, and the steady climb toward your goals. This mindset helps you stay grounded. Instead of looking outward for approval, you start to look inward for motivation. You celebrate the small wins that only you notice, the ones that reflect real improvement and growth. These milestones might not be flashy or glamorous, but they are significant markers of your journey. They are the subtle signs that you are moving forward, even if the progress seems slow. When applause isn't the focus, you're less likely to get discouraged by setbacks or failure. You become resilient, as the goal is not to impress but to improve. It allows you to be patient with yourself, to take your time to learn, and to make mistakes without the fear of judgment. You begin to understand that applause is fleeting, but progress is lasting. It's the internal changes, the strengthening of your skills, and the mastery you gain over time that are truly valuable. Moreover, this mindset helps you stay authentic to your goals. When you are driven by progress, you don't feel the need to embellish or exaggerate your efforts to gain recognition. You are honest with yourself about where you are and what you still need to work on. This honesty creates a deeper sense of satisfaction, as your achievements are genuine and not built on the desire for external praise. Ultimately, focusing on progress over applause is about creating a foundation that will support you in the long run. It's about understanding that the journey is more important than the destination, and every step forward, no matter how small, is a step worth celebrating. You start to value effort and improvement over perfection, and you realize that the applause will eventually come when it's truly earned without you ever having to chase it. Working in silence helps eliminate distractions and external noise, allowing you to concentrate solely on your goals without the interference of outside opinions. In a world saturated with constant notifications, opinions, and social media updates, distractions are everywhere. We are often encouraged to share our achievements and discuss our plans, leading to an overload of external input that can cloud our focus. When you choose to work in silence, you deliberately create a space where the noise fades away, and you can channel all your energy into what truly matters. By reducing distractions, you give yourself permission to dive deep into your work without interruptions. It's not just about turning off your phone or stepping away from social media. It's about creating a mental space free from the constant comparison and judgment that often accompany public displays of progress. This quiet approach allows you to focus on the quality of your work rather than how it is perceived. Your efforts become more about achieving personal excellence than about seeking validation from others. Silence also protects you from the impact of criticism and praise alike. While positive feedback can be encouraging, it can also become a source of pressure if you begin to rely on it. On the other hand, negative opinions can be discouraging and may distract you from your path if you take them too seriously. By keeping your ambitions to yourself, you shield your mindset from the ups and downs of public perception. You gain the freedom to try, fail, and experiment without the weight of judgment, allowing you to remain fully committed to your goals. This quiet focus sharpens your clarity. With fewer distractions, you are able to set clearer priorities and stay organized, knowing exactly what steps need to be taken next. Your decision-making improves because it is not influenced by what others think you should do. Instead, you rely on your intuition, research, and experience. This makes your actions more deliberate and aligned with your vision, leading to greater productivity and more effective outcomes. Additionally, working in silence fosters patience and persistence. Without the noise, you become more comfortable with delayed gratification, knowing that true success takes time. You understand that not every step has to be showcased or applauded, and that real progress often happens in the quiet moments of dedication when no one else is watching. This internal focus nurtures a sense of resilience as you become less concerned with immediate results and more committed to the long-term process. In this way, working in silence isn't about secrecy, but about strategic focus. It's about realizing that not everything needs to be shared or validated by others. By eliminating the distractions of the outside world, you create a mental environment where your creativity, energy, and drive can thrive without limitations. This empowers you to pursue your goals with clarity and determination, undisturbed by the background noise that can so easily derail your progress. Silent hard work builds a deep sense of discipline and self-reliance, as it requires you to draw motivation from within rather than seeking it externally. In a culture where validation is often sought through likes, comments, and recognition, working quietly becomes a practice in self-discipline. This approach encourages you to trust yourself and your path, knowing that your efforts do not need an audience to be meaningful. It's about developing the habit of showing up every day, regardless of who is watching or whether anyone notices your progress. Self-discipline is about committing to your goals even when motivation fades, and working in silence helps you develop that consistency. When you're not seeking approval or recognition, you learn to value the process for what it is: a series of small, sometimes mundane, tasks that add up over time. These are the tasks that often go unnoticed by others, yet they are the very foundation of success. By choosing to work without the need for applause, you become more resilient in the face of obstacles, as your drive comes from a deeper place within. This self-reliance builds confidence. When you accomplish something through your own silent efforts, without needing anyone's approval, it boosts your belief in your abilities. You become more self-assured because you know what you are capable of, even if the world doesn't. This inner confidence is much more durable than the fleeting encouragement of external validation, which can disappear as quickly as it comes. The discipline to work in silence also means you are not swayed by distractions or temporary setbacks, because your focus remains fixed on the end goal, not the momentary hurdles. Additionally, silent hard work teaches you to manage your time and energy wisely. Since there is no pressure to constantly update others or seek recognition, you can fully dedicate yourself to the task at hand. This focus allows you to prioritize your work and manage your schedule efficiently, eliminating wasted time spent worrying about how others might perceive your efforts. You learn to evaluate your own progress, set personal benchmarks, and find satisfaction in meeting your own standards. This makes your work more genuine, as it's driven by intrinsic motivation rather than external expectations. Working in silence also forces you to hold yourself accountable. Without external reminders or feedback, you learn to take responsibility for your own progress. This self-accountability pushes you to set clear goals and measure your growth accurately, rather than relying on others to tell you how you're doing. You become your own biggest critic and your own greatest supporter, which strengthens your ability to push through challenges and setbacks. In doing so, you build a stronger, more resilient character that can withstand criticism or doubt when you finally do reveal your achievements. Ultimately, the self-discipline and self-reliance gained from working in silence contribute to a sense of integrity. When you succeed, you know it's because of your hard work, your perseverance, and your dedication without shortcuts or external rewards along the way. This authenticity shapes your character, making you more reliable, more trustworthy, and more capable of tackling even greater challenges in the future. The quiet effort becomes a testament to your commitment, showing that you are willing to do the work without needing to be seen or acknowledged, confident that the results would eventually speak for themselves. Success earned quietly leads to unshakable confidence and character, because you understand the value of persistence and self-reliance. Unlike success that comes with constant sharing and updates, silent hard work requires you to depend on yourself, to stay grounded, and to focus on the long term rather than immediate gratification. When you put in the effort without making a spectacle of it, you gain a sense of confidence that isn't easily swayed by opinions or the pressure of performing for an audience. Your confidence is based on real achievements, ones that you know were the result of your dedication, patience, and consistent hard work. This approach to success helps you build a strong character. Working silently demands integrity and honesty with yourself. There's no room for shortcuts or exaggerations because you are not working to impress anyone else. You measure your progress based on your own standards, which are often higher than those imposed by others. The humility that comes from not flaunting your work makes you more receptive to learning, more willing to acknowledge mistakes, and more determined to improve. Each time you face a challenge or experience a setback in silence, you build resilience, learning to rely on yourself and trusting in your ability to find solutions. This quiet, persistent effort also fosters a genuine sense of accomplishment. When you achieve a goal that you've been working toward without fanfare or applause, the sense of fulfillment is deep and personal. You realize that the work itself is what mattered and the achievement is just a byproduct of the journey. This reinforces your confidence, making you more self-assured in your capabilities. You begin to understand that you don't need constant recognition to validate your worth or your progress. Your self-esteem becomes tied to the effort you put in, not to the opinions of others. Working in silence also prevents the ego from inflating. There's no temptation to get overly confident after small wins, because those victories are personal and private, not celebrated on a public stage. This keeps you grounded, focused, and aware that there's always room for growth. Your humility allows you to continue striving for excellence, rather than becoming complacent with superficial recognition. As you continue to improve, you build a foundation of quiet strength, one that can withstand both criticism and praise without being swayed. Furthermore, success earned silently develops a deeper sense of gratitude. Without the distraction of seeking applause, you become more appreciative of the small steps, the incremental progress, and the minor improvements that lead to greater outcomes. You learn to celebrate privately, recognizing how far you've come without needing anyone else to acknowledge it. This sense of gratitude makes you more generous and understanding of others, because you know what it takes to achieve something worthwhile. You're more likely to encourage others quietly and supportively, understanding that true success doesn't need to shout to be heard. Ultimately, quiet success builds a legacy of authenticity and resilience. When you finally reveal what you've accomplished, people will see not just the end result, but the depth of character that got you there. You gain a reputation for being reliable, determined, and capable of handling pressure without seeking attention. This makes your success not only more admirable, but also more enduring. People respect those who achieve without constant boasting because it's a sign of true confidence and assurance that comes from knowing you've done the work, earned the success, and built the character to maintain it, all without needing the spotlight. Consistency is the cornerstone of success, and working in silence emphasizes the importance of showing up day after day, regardless of recognition or reward. In the pursuit of any goal, it's not about the grand gestures or dramatic bursts of effort. It's about the steady, reliable, and often unglamorous work that happens behind the scenes. When you commit to working silently, you develop a habit of consistency that becomes the driving force behind your progress. The lack of a visible audience allows you to focus entirely on the process, unburdened by the need to impress or perform. This freedom enables you to build momentum, as each small, consistent action compounds over time. The power of consistency lies in the daily habits you create. These habits, though they may seem minor, build up to form a solid foundation for success. Whether it's dedicating an hour each day to a skill, practicing a routine, or making steady progress on a project, consistency teaches you to value the process. You begin to understand that mastery is not achieved overnight. It's the result of persistent effort, even on the days when motivation is low or distractions are tempting. When you work in silence, you learn to rely on routine, developing a rhythm that sustains your momentum, allowing you to weather the ups and downs of any long-term endeavor. Consistency requires discipline, and silent hard work is the perfect environment to cultivate it. Without the pressure of public accountability or the desire for immediate feedback, you become accountable to yourself. You set your own standards and expectations, committing to them because you know they are necessary for your growth. This internal accountability fosters self-reliance, as you learn to push through moments of doubt, fatigue, or boredom without the need for encouragement from others. It's about showing up, putting in the effort, and trusting that each small action is bringing you closer to your goal, even if progress feels invisible at times. One of the key benefits of silent consistency is that it reduces stress and anxiety. When you're not focused on impressing others or meeting external deadlines, you have the space to work at a pace that suits you. This allows for greater creativity and flexibility, as you are free to adjust your strategies and refine your approach without feeling the need to explain yourself. You can experiment, make mistakes, and try again without the fear of judgment, knowing that every step, whether forward or backward, is part of the learning process. This quiet space creates a sense of peace, making the journey more enjoyable and sustainable over the long term. Additionally, consistent effort in silence builds confidence. The more you show up, the more you realize that you are capable of persevering through challenges, and this realization strengthens your belief in yourself. Each small achievement, each problem solved, and each obstacle overcome becomes a source of internal motivation. As you continue to work without the expectation of external validation, you develop a deeper sense of pride in your accomplishments, knowing that they were earned through persistence and effort, not by seeking attention. This internal motivation becomes a powerful force, driving you to maintain your consistency even when the road gets tough. Consistency also protects you from the highs and lows of public perception. When you work quietly, you are not affected by the pressure to perform for an audience or the disappointment that comes when applause fades. Instead, you remain focused on your long-term vision, understanding that true success is built over time and that real progress often occurs in the quiet moments of steady effort. You become more patient, less prone to discouragement, and more willing to endure temporary setbacks because you know that consistency will ultimately lead to the breakthrough you are working toward. Moreover, consistent silent effort allows you to refine your craft. When there's no rush to showcase your progress, you have the time to truly master the details. You can focus on quality over speed, honing your skills until they reach a level of excellence that doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. This dedication to quality makes your work more impactful when it is finally revealed, as the consistency of your efforts will have produced something of real value, something that can stand the test of time. Ultimately, consistency in silence is about trusting the process. It's about understanding that greatness is not achieved through a single act, but through 1,000 small, consistent actions that accumulate into something remarkable. By committing to the quiet, persistent work, you not only achieve your goals, but also transform yourself. You become someone who is dependable, disciplined, and capable of handling the challenges that come your way. In the end, it's this transformation, this strength of character, that becomes the real reward, far more valuable than any applause or recognition could ever be. Working in silence keeps you grounded and prevents you from falling into the trap of complacency after experiencing small wins. When you celebrate every minor success publicly, there's a risk of becoming overly satisfied and losing the hunger that initially drove you. This is especially true when external validation comes too early, making it easy to mistake early progress for final achievement. By keeping your journey private, you maintain the focus on the larger goals rather than getting distracted by temporary highs. Small victories are acknowledged, but they do not become the end point. Instead, they serve as motivation to keep pushing forward. Remaining humble during your journey allows you to maintain a realistic view of how far you have yet to go. It's easy to get caught up in the applause and accolades that can accompany early achievements, but working in silence shields you from this. You are less likely to rest on your laurels or become overconfident because there's no public expectation to live up to or bask in. This humility keeps you grounded, reminding you that success is a process, not a one-time event, and that each step forward is simply a part of a much larger picture. This approach encourages you to set higher standards for yourself. Without the pressure to showcase every accomplishment, you become your own benchmark, holding yourself accountable to a standard of excellence that isn't based on external validation. You learn to critique your work with honesty, seeing areas that need improvement without being clouded by the excitement of early praise. This internal focus pushes you to continuously strive for more, to look at each small win as just one piece of a bigger puzzle, and to understand that true mastery comes from the ability to maintain and build upon those successes over time. Keeping your progress private also means that you develop a long-term mindset. Instead of seeking immediate recognition for your efforts, you begin to think about sustainable success, about building something that will last and make a significant impact. This mindset prevents you from becoming complacent because your goals are no longer about achieving short-term wins, but about cultivating long-term growth. You become more interested in how far you can go rather than how much applause you can gather along the way. This leads to a deeper dedication to your craft, a commitment to continuous improvement, and a willingness to embrace the grind that comes with real achievement. Another benefit of avoiding complacency through silence is that it allows you to cultivate resilience. When you keep your progress private, you reduce the risk of being discouraged by setbacks or challenges that may arise. Public failures can feel more daunting, but private struggles are often easier to handle because they are yours alone. You are free to face obstacles without fear of judgment or criticism, and this freedom allows you to take risks and explore different approaches without the fear of losing face. This makes you more adaptable, more willing to experiment, and more capable of bouncing back from failures, as you understand that the journey is about persistence, not perfection. Silent hard work also fosters a deeper appreciation for the process itself. When you don't have an audience to impress, you learn to enjoy the journey for what it is: the late nights, the learning, the problem solving, and the gradual progress. The absence of external applause forces you to find satisfaction in the effort, not the outcome. This intrinsic motivation makes the work itself rewarding, and as a result, you're less likely to lose steam or interest once the initial excitement wears off. You understand that every step forward is valuable, even if no one else sees it, and this mindset prevents the complacency that can come from short-lived external rewards. Furthermore, working in silence develops a sense of personal integrity. When you're not performing for others, you're free to pursue what you truly value and to stick to your own principles. You're less likely to take shortcuts or compromise your values to achieve faster recognition. This integrity keeps you honest with yourself about your progress, about what's working and what needs to change. It's not about looking good in front of others, it's about doing what's right, even when no one is watching. This internal accountability strengthens your character, making you someone who can be trusted to follow through, regardless of external pressures. By staying grounded and avoiding complacency, you build a solid foundation for sustainable success. Each step forward is built on genuine effort, skill, and growth, rather than fleeting moments of external praise. This consistency and authenticity make your success more meaningful because it is the result of sustained effort rather than momentary bursts of activity. It's not a success that can easily be taken away because it's rooted in deep personal growth and a dedication to the process. When you finally do reach your goals, you can be confident that your achievements are not only well-deserved, but also a reflection of your true capabilities, unaffected by the opinions or judgments of others. Working quietly cultivates patience, teaching you that significant results often require time, persistence, and unwavering dedication. In an era of instant gratification, it's easy to expect rapid results and quick wins. However, the most meaningful accomplishments are rarely achieved overnight. They require a steady investment of effort and a willingness to endure the slow and sometimes frustrating journey of growth. By choosing to work in silence, you develop a mindset that values patience. You come to understand that success, especially the kind that lasts, takes time to build, and this realization becomes a powerful motivator to stay the course, even when progress seems invisible. Patience is about recognizing that growth is often incremental and may not be visible day to day. When you're not seeking constant validation, you are more comfortable with gradual improvements, no matter how small they might seem. This attitude helps you stay focused on your path without getting discouraged by the lack of immediate results. It allows you to see each stage of the journey as valuable, understanding that setbacks, delays, and challenges are part of the process, not signs of failure. You learn to appreciate the small milestones, knowing that each one brings you a step closer to your ultimate goal, even if it doesn't look impressive from the outside. The patience gained from working in silence also enhances your problem-solving skills. When you're not rushing to achieve quick wins or impress others, you have the time to dive deeper into challenges, to understand the nuances, and to explore multiple solutions. This leads to more thoughtful and effective problem solving, as you're not pressured to take the easiest or fastest route. Instead, you are motivated to find the best one, even if it takes longer. This patience leads to better outcomes as you have the space to correct mistakes, refine your approach, and develop a deeper understanding of your craft or goals. Patience is closely linked to resilience, and working quietly helps you develop both. There will be times when progress stalls, when you hit obstacles that seem insurmountable, or when your motivation dips. Without the pressure of external expectations, you have the freedom to ride out these difficult moments without feeling the need to rush back to visible productivity. You can take your time to recharge, refocus, and find new inspiration without the anxiety of judgment. This ability to weather the slow and challenging periods without giving up is a critical aspect of resilience, and it's often the key to long-term success. Working in silence also encourages you to take a long-term perspective. Patience becomes easier when you are not distracted by the short-term applause that often accompanies visible progress. Instead of focusing on quick wins, you become more concerned with building something meaningful and sustainable. You understand that the journey is about creating lasting value, which requires dedication and time. This mindset keeps you from taking shortcuts or seeking immediate gratification, as you recognize that the reward is not in the speed of achievement, but in the depth and quality of what you ultimately create. Patience developed through silent hard work also allows you to better handle the emotional ups and downs that accompany any challenging endeavor. When you are not fixated on external validation, you become more in tune with your own internal progress. You're able to maintain a sense of calm and composure even when things aren't going as planned. This emotional stability is crucial, as it keeps you from making impulsive decisions out of frustration or disappointment. Instead, you can step back, reassess, and continue moving forward with a steady and patient mindset, knowing that success will come as long as you remain dedicated. Additionally, patience nurtured by working in silence teaches you to trust the process. It helps you develop a belief in yourself and in the journey you've chosen, even when the destination seems far away. Trusting the process means understanding that every effort, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, contributes to the bigger picture. It's about knowing that the results will come, not because of luck or chance, but because of your consistent and patient work. This trust helps you maintain a positive attitude even when faced with setbacks, because you know that each challenge is just a part of the larger path to success. Ultimately, the patience you cultivate by working quietly is what sets you apart. It gives you the endurance to pursue ambitious goals that others might give up on when progress isn't immediate. This patience becomes a defining trait, shaping you into someone who doesn't just chase success, but who is capable of sustaining it once it's achieved. When you finally reach your goals, the time and effort you invested will make the achievement far more rewarding. You'll know that your success wasn't the result of shortcuts or quick wins, but of the quiet, patient dedication that led you there, one step at a time. Working in silence enhances your ability to listen and learn, allowing you to absorb knowledge, skills, and insights without the distractions that often come with seeking attention. When you're not focused on broadcasting your progress, you become more open to observing and understanding the nuances of your craft or field. This quiet attention makes you more receptive to learning from others, whether it's from mentors, peers, or even competitors. Without the pressure to prove yourself, you are free to genuinely listen, reflect, and adapt, which accelerates your growth in a way that constant self-promotion never could. Listening becomes a crucial skill when you work without the need for recognition. You're not preoccupied with how you're being perceived, so you can focus entirely on what you need to learn and where you need to improve. This makes you more open to constructive criticism, feedback, and even failure, because your ego is not tied to showing constant progress to an audience. You recognize that setbacks are part of the learning curve, and rather than avoiding them for fear of judgment, you embrace them as opportunities for deeper understanding. This shift in mindset makes you more adaptable and resilient, able to pivot and change strategies without feeling the need to justify yourself to others. The focus on learning allows you to develop a growth mindset, where you see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. This mindset fosters curiosity, encouraging you to seek out knowledge, ask questions, and explore areas outside your comfort zone. You're not restricted by the fear of appearing inexperienced or making mistakes, because your journey is private and personal. This freedom to explore without judgment enables you to dive deeper into subjects, mastering them in a way that wouldn't be possible if you were preoccupied with how others perceive your progress. Working in silence also means that you're less likely to be swayed by trends or the pressure to conform. When you are not constantly seeking validation, you have the space to pursue what genuinely interests you, rather than what is popular or expected. This autonomy allows you to focus on your own path, even if it's unconventional or slow-going, knowing that what matters is the quality of your work and the depth of your understanding. This approach makes your learning more meaningful because it's driven by passion and curiosity rather than the desire for approval. Another advantage of working quietly is that it provides the time and space needed to process information fully. When you're not rushing to display every step of your journey, you can take the time to reflect on what you're learning, connect the dots, and make deeper insights. This reflective practice helps solidify your understanding, turning knowledge into wisdom. You have the mental space to think critically, analyze different perspectives, and integrate what you've learned into your own approach. This depth of understanding is what leads to true mastery, as you're not just memorizing facts or techniques, but internalizing and applying them in a way that makes sense to you. The ability to learn quietly also builds humility. You understand that there is always more to learn, no matter how much you've already achieved. This humility keeps you grounded and hungry for more knowledge, encouraging you to seek out teachers, mentors, and experiences that can help you grow. It's about acknowledging that you don't have all the answers and being willing to learn from anyone, whether they are above, below, or at the same level as you. This openness to continuous learning creates a sense of humility that becomes a strength, as it keeps you from becoming arrogant or complacent as you make progress. Listening and learning in silence also make you a better observer. You begin to notice details that others might miss, whether it's the subtle shifts in a conversation, the minor adjustments needed in a project, or the underlying patterns that drive success. This attentiveness gives you a strategic advantage because you're able to understand situations more deeply and respond more effectively. You're not distracted by the need to perform or impress, so you can fully engage with what's happening around you, gaining insights that may go unnoticed by those who are focused on being seen. Ultimately, this quiet approach to listening and learning leads to expertise that is genuine and robust. Your knowledge isn't superficial, gathered for the sake of impressing others, but is grounded in true understanding and experience. This makes you more confident in your abilities because you know that your skills are solid, tested, and refined through genuine effort. When the time comes to share what you've learned or showcase your abilities, you can do so with the assurance that your expertise is well earned, rooted in a deep and thoughtful journey that was not driven by the need for recognition, but by a true passion for growth and mastery. When you work quietly, you cultivate a deep sense of self-discipline, which becomes a crucial asset in pursuing any meaningful goal. Self-discipline is the ability to push yourself forward, stay motivated, and stick to your commitments even when challenges arise or when motivation fades. By focusing on your work without constantly seeking external validation, you rely solely on your own drive and determination. This reliance on internal motivation strengthens your ability to maintain a disciplined routine, allowing you to keep moving toward your objectives without being swayed by distractions or the temporary highs of public recognition. Discipline requires a clear sense of purpose, and working in silence helps you refine that purpose because you are not distracted by the opinions or judgments of others. Without the noise of external expectations, you can focus on what truly matters to you and what aligns with your personal goals and values. This clarity of purpose is essential for discipline, as it gives you a reason to keep going when the work gets tough or when obstacles stand in your way. You understand why you're doing what you're doing, which makes it easier to stay committed, even when the path is difficult or progress is slow. In silence, you develop the ability to set your own rules and boundaries, creating a structure that suits your workflow and needs. Without the pressure to constantly share updates or demonstrate success, you can establish routines that are most effective for you, even if they don't fit conventional expectations. This personalized discipline allows you to stay productive and focused as you are working according to your own internal standards, rather than those imposed by society or peers. You learn to set achievable, realistic goals and break them down into manageable tasks, which makes it easier to maintain momentum over the long term. Discipline also involves the ability to delay gratification, and silent hard work is a perfect environment to practice this skill. Without the lure of immediate praise or validation, you learn to postpone rewards in favor of more significant, long-term achievements. This ability to wait for the right moment to celebrate your successes helps you stay dedicated to your work, even when the payoff seems distant. It's about understanding that the true rewards come from sustained effort, and that rushing for quick gains often leads to shallow, short-lived successes. The patience you develop from delayed gratification reinforces your discipline, making it easier to stay committed to long-term projects. Another key aspect of self-discipline is the willingness to make sacrifices for your goals, and working in silence often requires this. There are times when you'll need to turn down invitations, forgo leisure activities, or dedicate time to your work when others are taking it easy. This kind of sacrifice is easier when you are not seeking external validation because you don't need to justify your choices to anyone. You learn to prioritize what truly matters to you, even if it means giving up momentary pleasures or opportunities for the sake of a greater purpose. This habit of sacrifice builds resilience as you become more accustomed to handling challenges and sticking to your path regardless of outside distractions. Self-discipline is also about consistency, and silence allows you to cultivate it without interruption. You can focus on steady, uninterrupted progress rather than dramatic bursts of activity designed to attract attention. This steady effort is what creates real, lasting change as it builds habits and routines that support your long-term objectives. The discipline to show up every day, even when motivation wanes or when no one is watching, is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not about making a spectacle of your work, but about committing to it wholeheartedly, trusting that each small step forward contributes to something significant over time. By developing discipline and silence, you also build self-reliance. You learn to trust yourself, your instincts, and your ability to navigate challenges without needing constant feedback or affirmation from others. This independence is crucial because it means you're not dependent on external factors to maintain your motivation or focus. You know what you need to do, and you have the discipline to do it, regardless of whether anyone is cheering you on or paying attention. This self-reliance gives you confidence as you understand that you have the tools and the willpower to achieve your goals on your own terms. Ultimately, the self-discipline cultivated through silent hard work leads to a stronger, more resilient character. You develop a deep sense of pride and accomplishment because you know that everything you've achieved is the result of your own efforts, not because of external praise or recognition. This inner strength becomes a foundation that supports you in all areas of life, allowing you to tackle new challenges with a sense of purpose and determination. When you finally do share your achievements, they carry a sense of authenticity and weight because they were earned through genuine, disciplined effort. This authenticity sets you apart, as people respect those who achieve quietly and consistently, knowing that their success is the result of dedication, hard work, and true discipline. Working in silence allows you to create a strong and undeniable impact when you do decide to reveal your progress. This impact is not just about the work itself, but about the element of surprise and the sheer volume of effort that has been happening behind the scenes. When you stay quiet about your journey, people are often unaware of the extent of what you are accomplishing. This makes the eventual reveal far more powerful as it demonstrates not only the quality of your work, but also the dedication, consistency, and focus you maintain throughout the process. The surprise factor adds a sense of awe to your accomplishments, leaving a lasting impression that goes beyond what could have been achieved by sharing every step along the way. The silence during your progress creates anticipation, even if people are unaware that you are working on something significant. Human curiosity often gravitates towards the unexpected, and when someone who has been quietly working suddenly delivers remarkable results, it captures attention in a unique way. This element of surprise creates a buzz that draws others in, making them more curious about your process and the depth of effort that went into your achievement. This kind of attention is more meaningful because it's not about seeking approval, it's about genuinely impressing people with the caliber of what you've accomplished when the time is right. When you reveal your success after working silently, the results often speak for themselves. There's no need for extensive explanations or justifications because the work you present stands as a testament to your abilities and dedication. This clarity of impact makes your achievements more credible, as they are grounded in tangible outcomes rather than words or promises. People are more likely to respect and trust someone who delivers results quietly and consistently over time, rather than someone who constantly seeks recognition but struggles to follow through. This credibility can lead to greater opportunities, as others come to recognize your reliability and expertise. A significant reveal after working in silence also creates a sense of authenticity. It shows that your motivation was intrinsic, driven by a genuine passion for what you do rather than a desire for external validation. This authenticity is powerful because it demonstrates that you are committed to your craft or goals for the right reasons, not because you're trying to impress others. Authenticity builds trust, And when people see that your work is a true reflection of your dedication, they are more likely to value and support it. This support can come in many forms, from professional opportunities to deeper personal connections, all of which are built on the foundation of respect and trust that comes from genuine effort. In addition, the impact of revealing your work after a period of silence often has a ripple effect, inspiring others to adopt a similar approach. Your dedication and focus become a model for those who may have been caught up in seeking constant validation or who have struggled with maintaining consistency in the face of public expectations. Seeing someone achieve great things quietly can encourage others to adopt a more patient, deliberate, and private approach to their own goals. Your success serves as a reminder that real growth happens away from the spotlight, in the quiet moments of effort and persistence that aren't visible to everyone. The silence you maintain during your journey also minimizes unnecessary distractions. Without the pressure to keep others updated on your progress, you can focus fully on your work without worrying about how it will be perceived or judged by others. This freedom from distractions enables you to invest your energy and attention where it matters most, on improving your skills, overcoming challenges, and making meaningful progress. When you finally present the outcome, it's often a more polished and refined product because it wasn't rushed or influenced by outside pressures. This focused dedication is what creates the undeniable impact when you decide to share your achievements. When you work quietly and then reveal a significant accomplishment, it often commands a deeper level of respect. People recognize that you didn't need the validation to keep going, and that you had the courage and confidence to work without constant applause. This quiet confidence is powerful because it suggests a level of inner strength and determination that is rare. It shows that you have the self-belief to pursue your goals without needing constant reinforcement, which is an admirable quality. This respect can lead to increased influence, as others are more likely to listen to and value the insights and lessons you share, knowing they are rooted in genuine experience and not merely in the pursuit of attention. Additionally, working in silence and making a significant impact later on teaches you the value of timing. It's not just about what you accomplish, but also about when and how you reveal it. The strategic decision to unveil your progress at the right moment can amplify the effect, making it more memorable and impactful. Timing allows you to showcase your work when it's fully ready, when it has reached a level of quality that genuinely reflects your abilities. This careful consideration of when to share adds to the sense of maturity and professionalism that others will associate with your achievements. Finally, the impact you create by working in silence and then revealing your accomplishments is often longer lasting. Because your achievements are grounded in real effort and are not diluted by constant updates or seeking approval, they tend to have a more enduring influence. They become memorable milestones rather than fleeting moments of recognition. People remember those who quietly build something extraordinary and then present it with humility and confidence. This kind of success leaves a legacy, as it's seen as genuine, well-earned, and reflective of a true dedication to your craft. Your story becomes an example of what can be achieved with focus, perseverance, and the willingness to embrace the quiet, often unseen, parts of the journey.